We are ready when you are, Ms.
Thank you, Chair.
Seagulls Nube.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Commissioners. Chair, the witness is witness A, and we have spoken to the witness. He will take the oath.
Witness A, can you hear us?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you too. Will you affirm or take the oath?
I will take the oath, Commissioner.
Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Witness A, should be two bundles that you have with you. The first is a smaller bundle from page 1 to 57. Do you have that bundle with you?
Yes, Commissioner, I have it.
Just a minute. Is it not possible to up the volume a bit, please?
Yes, we are trying to arrange for that, Chair.
Witness A, can you just speak again? Can you confirm that you have the bundle with you?
Yes, Commissioner, I do have the bundle with me.
Thank you. Chairperson, I want to suggest that that bundle be bundle WA for witness A. And then the second bundle that you have with you should be 455 pages long. Do you have that?
That's correct. I also have that one as well.
Thank you. Chairperson, if that bundle can be an exhibit, submitted as an exhibit, which is the Katiso Molefe bail exhibit, and it is exhibit CJC4. Thank you. Witness A, can we go back to the first bundle, which is WA? Can you confirm on page 41 that that is your signature that appears there?
Correct, Commissioner. It is my signature that is appearing on page 41.
Do you confirm that this is a statement that you prepared for purposes of your evidence that you will be giving before the Commission today?
That is correct, Commissioner. I do confirm.
Witness A, can you then go to page 1 of the WA bundle, which is page 1 of your statement? Can I ask you to confirm that paragraphs 1 and 3 are correct insofar as it identifies you and your career within the South African Police Service?
Yes, Commissioner, they are correct.
Now, you say in paragraph 2 of your statement that the statement is prepared for purposes of dealing with your evidence relating to events that transpired during 2024 and this year, which are relevant to the media briefing made by Lieutenant General Mkonazi on the 6th of July 2025. Can you, for the benefit of the Commission, tell us what it is that your role was insofar as the South African Police Services is? What do you do within the police service?
Thank you, Commissioner. I will start by saying that I am an investigator within the SAPS, and I am currently based at Organized Crime, which is the unit that is mandated to investigate crimes that are understood to be of a certain nature, in a sense that they are sophisticated and they need a certain approach in a way that they are being committed by syndicate, the organized groups. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. You also say in paragraph 5 of your statement, where you deal with what you refer to as the Swart murder investigation, that you are one of the investigators in that case. Can you briefly tell the Commission what the Swart murder is?
Ms. Siegel, perhaps we should place paragraph 3 on record. Remember, I know what you're doing. The statement will be handed in, but we do have a transcript. And I think we should try as best as possible to put as much information in the transcript as is safe to do.
Thank you, Commissioner. I did ask the witness to confirm the accuracy of paragraph 3 for now, insofar as it relates to his career. Do you just want me to briefly say that it does deal with his career within the police service?
In that case, I have a question that relates to paragraph 3. The witness says that he was attached to a station and thereafter the 3O task team in Soweto. What exactly does the 3O refer to?
Witness A, did you hear the question from the chair?
Yes, I got the question from the chair, Commissioner.
Can you answer the question?
The TO task team is the team that is formed to work on the cases, specific cases that are classified as hijackings, house robberies around the area.
Okay. Perhaps witness A, just read the whole of paragraph 3 into the record.
Yes, Commissioner. I started my career in the SAPS in July 2008 at the Basic Training College. Before that, I was a reservist. After college, I was attached to a station, and thereafter, I joined the Toyota's team in Soweto, which is a specialized unit focused on combating hijacking residential and business robberies. I remained in the Trio team until 2021, and in late 2021, I joined Gauteng Organized Crime, which is the unit that I'm currently in, Commissioners.
And then in the next paragraph, paragraph 4, you say your subs 96 will be made available to the commission if necessary. What's the subs 96?
The subs 96 is a document, Commissioner, that mentions what I've just said above. It mentions all the steps that I've gone through since I started in the police and the courses that I've attended and everything.
So it's an internal subs document that approximates what one could call a resume or a CV, or not?
That is correct, Commissioners.
Thank you, Chair. Witness A, we are now at paragraph 5 of your statement where you deal with the Swart murder investigation, and you say that you were one of the investigating officers. I had asked you to just briefly tell us what the Swart murder was before we deal with your role as an investigator.
Thank you, Commissioners. The Swart murder is referred, as it is referred, it is the murder that occurred in Vereeniging area on the 17th of April 2024. In brief, this is the case that occurred in the morning of the day that I've just mentioned, the 17th, where an individual was shot and killed at Vereeniging, and then the case was then given to us as a unit to investigate.
Okay. You then mentioned that...
Sorry, the individual's name?
The individual's name is Mr. Amart Swart.
Thank you, Chair. You then deal in that paragraph, still on paragraph 5, but on the next page, you refer to many crime scenes related to this murder. Before we deal with the details of the scenes, could you just list the scenes and explain to us why there are 4 scenes that you reference in there?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. This Vereeniging murder was registered as Vereeniging case 275 for 2021, and it is referred to as a main case, and it has got another 3 cases that I would say are consolidated to it or joined under it. And then I will go on and say, as this murder occurred, it was also learned that there were other cases that were connected to it in such a way that the people that murdered Mr. Swart and Vereeniging were arrested at a different area, which is now Bramley, in Johannesburg. And then there was a docket that was registered there, and it was referenced as Bramley case 149 of 4/2024.
And then the clyptopher in 7.2, you mentioned clyptopher as well. Can you explain the relevance of that?
Yes, Commissioner. And there was also another case that was that would later be joined to Vereeniging as well as referenced as clyptopher case 77/4/224. Here is a person that was arrested.
Sorry, so not 224, 2024.
2024.
Yeah.
Sorry, Commissioner. Thank you for correction, Commissioner.
You may proceed.
On this case, there is a person that was arrested in Clyptopher, and he was later connected to murder. And then this docket was opened because he was found with a firearm and ammunition at that area. Then it was registered under Clyptopher area and given that number.
Under paragraph 7.1, which you have dealt with already, you refer to a street in Bramley and a house in Q. Is there a reason for saying a house without giving the street address?
Yes, Commissioner, there is a reason to that because that house belongs to the suspect that was arrested in Bramley. And then the reason for not giving the address is because that there is his family that is staying there that can be compromised if maybe this address can be given in public.
Thank you, Witness A. And then if you can tell us about 7.3, the Vereeniging Office Park.
Thank you, Commissioner. The Vereeniging Office Park is also referred to this case as a murder scene or a crime scene of Vereeniging. That is where the murder of Mr. Amart Swart occurred.
Okay. Thank you. Witness A, at paragraph 8, you say you'll deal with each scene, and we'll get to that. At paragraph 9, you speak about your role in the investigation and that there is another witness, witness B, who is best placed to deal with other events. Can you tell us why that is?
That is correct, Commissioner. Witness B is going to come after me and deal with this case in details, because at some time I was committed to other cases when we started with this investigation. So I will be doing this case and also attending other cases on the side. And then she was fully committed on this one from the word go to this day.
Thank you. If we can then go to page 3 of your statement, where you then start with the Swart murder again at paragraph 10, and you don't need to repeat that because you've already dealt with the description of the murder. But if you can just tell us how you got involved in the investigation of the murder.
Thank you, Commissioner. On the 17th of April, 2024, I was on duty when I received a call from one of my colleagues that told us that he has gotten an instruction from our commander, Brigadier Khopane, that we must attend to a crime scene that was active in Brandley. And at that time, we didn't know what this crime scene was all about. And then I did ask him on the phone to give me more details about the crime scene that we were instructed to attend. And then his response was that he does not have full details. He's just given instruction that we must go to that crime scene at the address that was given to us at a time, and we will be briefed as we get to the crime scene.
Can I ask you, witness A, approximately what time would this have been?
This was in the morning of the 17th of April 2024 at around 10.
So approximately 3 hours after the murder had been committed.
That's correct, Commissioner.
If we can then go to page 4 of your statement at paragraph 13, can you tell us what then you did next? You say that you arrived at the office. What transpired thereafter?
Yes, I arrived at the office because at that moment I was driving with witness B in the same vehicle. And then we arrived at the office, then we got to this colleague of ours that was giving us the instruction from the brigadier. Then we requested him to brief us a little further about what we needed to do. And then he said all he has is the address where we need to go and attend, and then the number of the person that needs to give us full details when we get to the crime scene. And what happened, that colleague of ours jumped into the vehicle that I was driving, and then the three of us drove to the crime scene at Brandley.
Was there anyone else that accompanied you?
Yes, Commissioner, we were joined by two other colleagues of ours a little later at the crime scene. They were instructed to be with us at the crime scene. We were initially told by the brigadier through the colleague that has just given us the instruction from the brigadier that it appeared as if the crime scene was huge and it will need more than 3 members to attend to, which is why we had to be joined by 2 extra detectives, which was Warrant Officer Mapalane and Sergeant Gosi.
And You then, in paragraph 14, deal with what you observed when you arrived on the scene. Can you tell us, give us more detail on that? And this is now the Q Bramley scene.
Yes, Commissioner. When we arrived at the crime scene, we saw a lot of police vehicles marked and unmarked. And then we asked as to who was going to brief us. And then we arrived there, we found the TRT team, which is Tactical Response Team, and then the Provincial Tracking Team that were already at the crime scene. And then we requested to be briefed before the scene could be handed over to us.
And what did they tell you as part of the brief?
They told us that there were 3 people that had already been arrested in the Viano that was parked in the center of the crime scene at the street. And then they told us the information that they had at a particular time.
Sorry, witness A.
Sorry, witness, Mercedes-Benz Viano. I just want to give the full description as it appears from the statement. Apologies for interrupting you mid-sentence. Can you please repeat the last thing you were saying?
Yes, Commissioner. I was saying when we arrived there, we were briefed that there were 3 people that had already been arrested. And then furthermore, the members that were briefing us, they told us that those 3 people were arrested in a Mercedes-Benz Viano, that is a V-Class bus Viano that was parked in the middle of the street.
And what else did they tell you about the Viano?
And then they told us that this Viano belonged to one of the people that were arrested at the crime scene. They also told us that there is exhibits, or there are exhibits that were recovered from the Viano.
Okay.
And furthermore, they told us that these 3 suspects that were arrested there are suspected to be connected to the murder that had just occurred 2 hours or a few hours earlier in Vereeniging, the murder that I mentioned when I started on my statement of Swart.
Now,
And they told us that they were going to hand over the scene to us, but promised that they will keep giving us information as we progress with the crime scene.
okay, in paragraph 15 of your statement, you deal with interviews with the suspects. Can you just elaborate on that?
That is correct, Commissioner. We started interviewing the suspect individually, and then we found that one of them was a police officer that was stationed at Johannesburg Central under Detective Branch. And then he introduced himself to us as Michael Puletau. And then I personally asked him if he was not supposed to be at work, as it was a working day. And he told me that he actually is on duty.
Continue.
And the second suspect that was arrested with him introduced himself as Musake Kane of Q, the house that I didn't give address to. He told us that he was a friend of Tau, and he was together with Tau when he was arrested in a Viano. And the third person that I will not name because he was not charged, he was released because we could not link him to the murder or any other crime that happened on that day. But he was arrested on that day because he was found with them. We had to ask him questions and see if he was connected to the crimes. But he did give his names to us.
And what did he say? What reason did he give for why he was with Tau and Kekana?
He told us that he knows Musa Kekana. Then he told us that Musa Kekana had just called him as he was coming to him, and then he said he needs a rim, the rim of a Mercedes-Benz. He said he told him that one of his friends was stuck in Vereeniging side in the Val, Kliprivier, with the Mercedes-Benz that had a damaged rim. Therefore, they wanted the rim from him to go back to the Val to assist him.
And then insofar as the Viano is concerned, you said earlier you were briefed by the team that was on site that Tau, one of the suspects, was the owner of the Viano. Did one of the suspects take ownership of the Viano?
Yes, Tau did agree that the Viano is his.
Okay.
But he then told us that he was not driving it at the time when they were arrested. Musa was the driver.
Okay. In paragraph 16, you continue with what was observed on the scene, but you mention specifically items that were found at the scene. Can you deal with that?
That is correct, Commissioners. When we got there, we found that there were recoveries that were found in the Viano. Among the recoveries that were there were 4 cell phones, with one cell phone being a small phone that we refer to as a burner phone.
Can you?
In the sense that,
Oh, please continue. I wanted to ask what a burner phone is.
we refer to it, Commissioner, as a burner phone in a sense that it does not have internet capabilities. It does not have, it's those small phones that you do not have internet capabilities on. Usually in the line of work that I'm in, we find suspect that they will have their smartphone, which is their personal phone, and they will use this so-called burner phone, which does not have the internet capabilities, with a belief that when they use it, it's not easy for them to be traced.
I thought
So it is usually referred to as a burner phone.
I thought this related to the phone not having been registered properly. The verb used colloquially being that it has not been recorded. So a burner phone has nothing to do with it.
I won't be technical about it, Commissioner. I'm just saying it the way we understand it in the line of work that I do.
Thank you, Witness A. Insofar as the burner phone is concerned, did anyone claim ownership of the burner phone?
No, Commissioners, no one of them wanted to claim ownership of the phone.
And insofar as the other 3 phones that you found on the scene, what were you told about that?
The 3 other phones, one of those phones was Michael Puller's phone. He said it was his. The other one was Musa's phone. He agreed that it is his. Then the other one, they said it belonged to the person that was arrested in Kliprivier.
And this would be the 3rd suspect, which we'll get to later.
This will now be the 3rd suspect that we'll get to later, correct, Commissioners?
Okay. And then in paragraph 17, you speak about additional material that was found on the scene in addition to the cell phones. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yes, commissioners. There was also a rim of a Mercedes-Benz that was also found in the Viano. And then when the suspects were asked about it, they said it belonged to the person that we didn't arrest. And then the explanation was that it was going to be used to assist the person that was stabbed in Klibrifir in the Val.
Okay, what else did you find?
And then we also recovered 15 used cartridges of a rifle that were in a plastic bag, a transparent plastic bag, also in the vehicle.
Now, in your statement, you referred to these 15 cartridges as the infamous 15 cartridges. Why do you call it that?
Yes, commissioners, these 15 cartridges were then later going to assist us to link this suspect to the murder scene in Vereeniging or to the firearms that would later be found in the house in the crime scene that is also in Brandley, at a house that I didn't give address of.
Okay. And in addition to the cartridges, did you find any firearms?
Before you step off the cartridges, is it normal to find a collection of empty cartridges like this?
No, Commissioner, it is very abnormal, to the extent that we did ask the owner of the vehicle as to why these cartridges were carried around like the way they were. And his explanation was that they belong to his brother, who is a professional hunter, a sports, he gave a term, he said he's a professional, he belonged to a club that do sport hunting. Then we asked him, why do you carry them around? Then he said he was using the vehicle a previous day, then he forgot them in a car.
But did they explain, or did he explain why the brother would have collected these and placed them in a plastic bag?
No, Commissioner, he failed to explain that part of the question because we did ask him. He failed. He totally failed.
Is it so that empty cartridges are found after a firearm has been fired? They fall off. As you fire, an empty cartridge falls off. Is that not so?
That is correct. That's what I understand with the firearms. If you fire, then the cartridge will fall off the ground.
So for cartridges to be found, collected and placed in a plastic bag, it would mean that someone must have picked up those empty cartridges and placed them in the plastic bag.
That is correct, Your Worship. That is what we concluded. We thought that it means someone collected these cartridges from the crime scene, maybe for the purposes to dispose of them, so that they cannot be linked to the firearm.
And
Not
yes.
knowing that they will be arrested before they get rid of the cartridges.
Or I think right at the beginning of your last sentence, you talk about linking. So does it mean that from an empty cartridge, you are able to tell what firearm was used to fire or to shoot? There is.
I would say
yes,
yes, commissioners. It will be, it is like that. You get the firearm, and then you get the cartridge, and then you can compare to say this cartridge was fired from this firearm.
So you must have both. You must have a firearm and you must have the empty cartridge.
That will be a technical question to answer.
All right, all right.
But for us, it is very good if you have them both.
Yes.
Sometimes you can only find the firearm, you take it to ballistics. If you like it, they will tell you that the other crime scene has got the empty cartridge that is connected to your firearm. Then they do a linkage. And then you can do, maybe you get a cartridge without a firearm, then they connect it vice versa. So with us, it was good because we got the cartridge and the firearm. So I think it was easy for someone who was going to do the linkages in that sense.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Witness A, you say in your statement that the cartridges likely would not have been found had the team not apprehended the suspects that day. Is that what you were referring to earlier?
That's correct, Commissioner. That's what we thought as a team to say. These cartridges were going to be disposed of before we arrest the people.
Okay. I had asked you find the empty cartridges, but did you find any firearms on the suspects?
Yes, Commissioner. There was one firearm that was found inside the Viano in a sling bag, and then it belonged to Michael Puletau. He told us that was his firearm, a licensed firearm, a private licensed firearm.
And what type of firearm was it?
It was a pistol.
Just pause there for a moment. Was Witness A, it's Commissioner Kumalo here. The firearm that was found in the Viano that you say you were told belongs to Dow, was it a service pistol or his private pistol? And the second question, was it licensed? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. This was his private personal firearm and it was licensed to him.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And maybe just to continue on that question, Commissioner, we did ask him about his service pistol as a police officer who was on duty was supposed to be having it. Then he told us that he had long surrendered it back to the employer. He didn't carry it around.
Thank you. You then also speak about a license plate that was found. Can you elaborate?
Yes, Commissioner. Among the things that were recovered or found in the Viano was a set of license plate, the registration number, that was later linked to the vehicle or the Mercedes-Benz that was found where the third suspect was arrested in the Val at Clipperfield. That will mean the Mercedes-Benz was driving with a wrong plate number wherever it was at that given time.
Now, I just want to place paragraph 18 of your statement on record, given that this is still an ongoing matter. You say, any further information regarding the scene is not relevant to the Commission's work and may compromise the case if disclosed publicly at this stage. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yes, Commissioners, because more of information is the details that I think might compromise the case as the case is at a critical stage at court.
Thank you, Witness A. You then move on to the second scene, which is still part of the Bramley case number, which is the house in Kew that you referred to earlier. Can you tell us what transpired there?
This is what we refer to as scene 2 at Bramley, where now the second suspect, which is Musa Kekana, resided. In this crime scene, I didn't attend it myself because I had to go and attend the crime scenes that were at the Val. So I left other members to attend to it. And then they attended to it. Then we were communicating with them constantly with the recoveries that were recovered at the crime scene and what was going on at the crime scene.
And you refer... Continue.
Yes, Commissioners.
Continue, Witness A.
Yes, Commissioners. In this crime scene, we were told that the police that were attending there recovered a motor vehicle, which is a Hyundai i20, which inside had a bag that was loaded with 3 firearms, of which 1 was a rifle and 2 were pistol and a lot of ammunition.
Now, you say in your statement that the I-20 was spotted at the murder scene at the time of the murder on CCTV cameras. When were you informed of that?
That is correct, Commissioners. As I said, that we were briefed continuously as we were at the scene. The information that kept coming in was that in the morning at around 7 of the same day, which is the 17th of April, at the crime scene, 2 vehicles were seen in the CCTV cameras. And then one of those vehicles was a Hyundai, the same Hyundai that now is being recovered at Musa's house. And then we were told that this vehicle was driving around the crime scene, making turns with the Mercedes-Benz that was later recovered with suspect number 3 at Klipperfield. Now, this information is from the members that attended the crime scene at Vereeniging that watched the footage at the crime scene and told us that they seeing these vehicles and then now gave information for us and other units to see if these cars that we're talking about match the description that they're giving us.
Witness A, where you say these 2 vehicles were seen in the morning at the crime scene, which crime scene are we talking about?
I'm now talking the crime scene where Mr. Amar Swart was murdered, Commissioners, in Vereeniging at Duncanville.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baroy. We have displayed the visual of the Hyundai and the Witness A. I'm not sure if you can see the screen, but you do have hard copies of these documents, and I think you are able to look at it from your side on your computer. Do you see what we see, or do you have it on your laptop?
I cannot see it from the display, but I have it here with me from the documents that I have, Commissioners.
Okay, can you describe for us?
Can't we screen share for the witness to see, for us to be sure that the witness is looking at what we are looking at?
We can attempt to do so, Chair.
Witness A?
Just
Yes, Commissioners.
While they are busy sorting out the visuals, When you talk about a Mercedes-Benz, just be clear because evidence is being transcribed. There's a Mercedes-Benz Viano and a Mercedes-Benz C200. So when you refer to a Mercedes-Benz, please just clarify which one you are referring to.
Thank you, Commissioner. In this instance, I refer to a Mercedes-Benz C200, which is a sedan.
Just a minute. I saw on my screen a whole lot of documents, and I'm not sure how safe that is.
We have redacted the necessary information, Chair.
So when I see all of those documents, I should not be worried.
No, Chair, not at all. It is just a description of what is shown in the photo, and the relevant personal information has been redacted.
All right. Thank you then. Are we still trying?
Yes, Chair. We're just trying to figure out how to share screen. Okay. Witness A, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Commissioners, I can see this screen clearly.
Okay. Can you tell us what we're looking at here?
At the screen, I'm seeing two vehicles. I will talk to the one that is in front of the buggy, which is a white vehicle. Then it looks like it is actually a Hyundai i20 that was. So
We can hear you.
the vicinity of the crime scene.
Just
That's 7 o'clock. It's actually 7:01.
Yes, that's the second one. We'll go there now. That's the second image. Can you hear us, Witness A?
And then the second image, it is the same. Sorry, Commissioners.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Commissioners. And this image, it is the same vehicle, the Hyundai i20. And then on this one, it is seen with the vehicle that was driven by Mr. Swart, the deceased.
If you can go to the next one.
Yes, Commissioners, the next one is now the vehicle of the deceased standing right in front of the gate of where he was working, and then we're seeing the Hyundai i20 standing next to it.
And this is the Hyundai i20 that was found at the house in Q.
This is the Hyundai i20 that was found at the house in Q, the house that belongs to Musaki Kana, who was arrested with Michael Bullet down.
Just a moment, Advocate Seagulls. Witness A, the other vehicle that you've described and you say was being driven by the deceased, can we please identify it? Make and model? You don't have to give us the year. I assume you won't know. Just the color, make and model.
Correct, Commissioner. I wouldn't know the year model, but it is a Ford double cab buggy.
So it's a silver Ford Ranger.
It's a silver Ford Ranger double cab. Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes.
Witness XA, rather, if you would just go back to the very first shot, Ms. Seagulls. Yes. You've got two vehicles there. There's the white one, which I think you've identified as the Hyundai i20. Is your evidence that the silver vehicle that we see there is the vehicle driven by Mr. Swart?
Correct, Commissioner. It is.
Okay, let's go to the second shot. And you say that yellow circle there, it's that Hyundai now in the middle of the road. And perhaps for the record, we should describe where it is. In the first shot, the vehicle is on the side of the road. Is that correct? In the very first shot?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Now, in the second shot, there's a white vehicle circled in the middle of the road. You're saying it's the same vehicle, the i20 Hyundai.
This is the same vehicle.
And the one in front, you say that's Mr. Swart.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Let's go to the third shot. Now, in fact, in the shot just above, Ms. Siegel, there are two shots in the picture. The first one now shows the white vehicle almost abreast with the silver vehicle, both facing in the same direction. Is that the same vehicle that was in the middle of the road in the previous shot? Is that your evidence?
That is correct, Commissioner.
All right. Now, and that is still the Hyundai. Now, in the second shot of what we are looking at, there are in fact two vehicles, white vehicles, and none of them is facing the same direction as the silver vehicle. Can you just explain that for the record? What are we seeing on the record? Which one is the Hyundai i20? Where is it facing now? Because you have two vehicles now, and the one, there's only one car that's facing towards us in this picture, and it's the silver vehicle. Just explain the shot we're looking at.
That is correct, Commissioner. The Hyundai vehicle will be the one that is facing to the vehicle of the deceased, Mr. Swart. And then that other one, I think it is the vehicle that is just in motion on the street, is driving past.
So the one closest to the silver vehicle, you're saying that's the Hyundai i20?
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Siegels.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi.
Before we leave the photos, I see that above the top photo, there is commentary. I'm not sure if this witness is going to be giving evidence on that commentary or if it's for somebody else.
No, it's not for this witness.
Thank you.
Can we go to page 6 of your statement, witness A? At paragraph 20, you then deal with the Viano belonging to Mr. Tau, which you also say was parked at the house in Q.
That's correct, Commissioner. This Viano that belongs to Tau was parked at Q during the commission of crime. Q, which is the house of Musa Kekana.
In your statement, you are not as categorical as you are now. You say it appears that the Viano belonging to Tau was initially parked at Kekana's house. Do you want to explain the difference in how you phrase this?
Yes, Commissioner. I think that is just a wording. The fact is that it was parked there because when this Hyundai i20 drove back from Vereeniging, it was actually surveyed and followed by the people that are working with the police, and it was seen entering the house that belongs to Musa, and then the Viano drove out of the house. So that puts the Viano right where this I-20 was recovered later on.
Thank you, Commissioner. Then we do have the tracker information for the Viano, which we have displayed. Can you see it, Witness A?
Yes, I can see, Commissioners.
Can you tell us what we're looking at and what does it confirm?
It confirmed that this Viano was actually a house that belongs to Michael Puletau at that given time, which is 3:12 minutes in the morning when the ignition started. Then at around 3:31, then it was parked and the ignition was switched off at Musa's house. So it is confirmed that it was parked there in a duration when the crime was committed in Vereeniging.
You are referring to the last entry there. I don't know if you can see it clearly where it says 17 April 2024 at 0403. Viano arrives at Musa Kekana's house, ignition off.
Yes, Commissioners.
Thank you. In paragraph 21, you had already spoken about the firearms that were found and the ammunition, but you mentioned that you did not accompany the team. So how did you become aware of that information?
We had constant communication with the team that was left back at Brimley as we moved to the van with witness PE. So they kept us informed as about what was happening, what was recovered in that crime scene, which is at Brimley and the house of Musa.
And then insofar as you refer to a large amount of ammunition that was found in a bag in the I-20, was this used ammunition or unused?
No, these were bullets, like the unused live ammunition, as they will be called, Commissioners.
Thank you. Can we then move on to the third scene, which you refer to with reference to a case number, Kliprofil? We are now at paragraph 22 of your statement.
Yes, Commissioner, the third scene will be the scene that was at R59 North at Engine Garage, where the person that was arrested there is TF Floyd Mabusela, and he was driving that Mercedes-Benz, the C200, gray in color. So he was stuck there with his rim damaged. And then this is also a vehicle that I mentioned earlier on, that it was seen in the CCTV video footage at the crime scene before the shooting of Ahmad Swart.
If you can just pause there, Witness A, so that we can project that, so that you can explain it.
Yes, Commissioners.
Can you see the screen?
I can see the screen, yes.
Okay, please proceed.
As I was saying, Commissioners, this was seen in the morning driving around the crime scene together with the I-20 that I spoke about in the previous paragraphs. And it was now found at the garage in R59 in Kliprofil area with the person that was arrested there, who was later known to us as TF Floyd Mabusela.
If I can just ask you to be more detailed about that insofar as the timeline is concerned and what it is that we are seeing on our screens. If you can start with the first one, which says 17 April 2024, and it says at 5:45. What are we looking at?
We are looking at CCTV cameras showing the same Mercedes-Benz, the C200, driving around at the area of Vereeniging.
Okay, it says that it's passing Q-Tech.
Yes, commissioners, Q-Tech is in Vereeniging, and in Q-Tech is our crime scene. So it is picked up.
Sorry, witness A, I apologize for interrupting you. Perhaps what the witness should do, Ms. Siegels, is read the captions there into the record.
Thank you for the direction, Commissioner Baloyi. Did you hear that, Witness A? Could you read it into the record for us, the description?
Yes.
You can start with the first entry at 5:45. Apologies.
Yes, 17 April 2024, 5:45. CCTV camera shows a silver Mercedes C-Class driving past Q-Tech towards Woodcop Road. It turns right onto Woodcop. Then it's giving us DVR time.
You can just read it to explain the difference between the time that the actual footage is and displays and the time of the caption, because there's a time difference. So just read that into the record as well.
It says the DVR time is 6 minutes long than the actual time that is depicted on the clock.
Okay, and the next one, the next caption.
Sorry, perhaps before you do the next caption, there is a vehicle on the road there. What vehicle is that?
This is C200 Mercedes-Benz that we are talking about, Commissioner.
Yes, and you say it passes Q-Tech. Driving past. In relation to that vehicle in this picture, which side is Q-Tech here when we're looking at this picture?
As far as I understand the picture and understand the crime scene as I know it, the company or the Q-Tech will be at the back of the vehicle on the left side.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Witness A, you can continue with the second caption.
Then the second caption is give us the same date. The time will be 5:53. It shows a silver Mercedes-Benz class driving towards Q-Tech from left of Woodcop Road. DVR time is 6 minutes long, meaning now it is driving to the opposite direction in comparison to the first footage that we were given above, which will technically mean it is coming back towards the Q-Tech.
Okay, before you deal with the next one, what is it that you call this? What activity is this?
We call this, in a terminology that is called scouting or surveillance. Looking for the crime scene, looking for the dangers, maybe spotting the suspect, or even maybe looking for anything that could disturb you when you're committing the crime.
Thank you. Then we'll go on to the next one. Can you read the next one for us?
Thank you, Commissioner. The next one will be the same date at 6:49. It shows a silver Mercedes-Benz C-Class driving towards QTech from the right of Woodcope Road. DVR time is 6 minutes slow.
Sorry, the next one?
The next one will show the same date at 6:45. QTech CCTV shows a silver Mercedes-Benz C-Class driving past the gate from direction of Woodcope Road.
Can we, witness A, in these two shots, they both have 6:49 as a timestamp. And that's what you say on record, and it can be confusing because they look different. These shots, can you give us the exact time stamp of the first one? Ms. Sigals, if we
Yes.
could just project fully the first picture.
Perhaps I could be of assistance, Commissioner Baloy. The first one, which says 6:49 in the caption, is obtained from CCTV footage other than QTech, so from another entity, and its DVR time is 6 minutes slower. So the 6:49 in that one is referring to 6:43 actually on the DVR system. The second one, it's also 6:49, but the vehicle is coming in it's in the same direction, but it's being caught at two different cameras. So the time on the 6:43 is not an accurate time. You would have to look at 6:49 as the top one and 6:49:54 seconds, the second one. So it's within less than a minute of each other.
Yes, I think what I wanted to clear on the record is these are two different shots. They are not same shots, different angles or anything.
Correct. They're coming from two different cameras. The one is coming from a different entity, CCTV footage, and the second one is coming from QTech. That is why on the caption of the first one, you'll see it's been redacted. It's a redaction to show where it came from. It just says shows a silver Merc, whereas the second one, it will say QTech CCTV shows, so as not to identify the source of the first.
Okay. Just lastly, there's two timestamps. The first one, and perhaps to distinguish them, we should be referring to those, because in the first shot, in the body of the shot itself, you have 06:43:48, and in the second shot, you have 06:49:54. Is that not a distinguishing?
Correct. Yes, you can. We can use the imaging. It's just that the time on the image is 6 minutes slower. So it's not an accurate reflection of the time that the vehicle was actually coming past there. The vehicle came past at 6:49, according to their record. So it is within seconds of each other, but from two different sources and in the same street.
Okay.
Witness
All right.
A.
Perhaps what we should do then is let's properly record. Let the witness explain it. Let's record the evidence, the witnesses'
Thank you.
explanation of these two shots and any differences in them.
Witness A, did you hear? Can you just explain the two shots and the difference between the two shots?
Thank you, Commissioner. I think the advocate explained it better. The shots are from two different sources, and then the timestamps won't be the same. So for the purposes of record, I will read the first one as 6:43:84 seconds from a different source, from a different camera. Then the bottom one will be read as 6:49:54 seconds from QTech CCTV camera as a source.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. And then if we can go to the last two images. insofar as the C200 is concerned? Can you see it, Witness A?
Yes, Commissioner. Thank you. On this one, I think it is the same scenario. We've got two shots from different sources. The first one is from QTech cameras, and then it shows it is the timestamp will be 6:52:28. Then we're seeing a same silver Mercedes-Benz C200 driving past the gate towards the direction of Workop Road. And the bottom one will be from a different source that is not disclosed to us, which will be depicting the same vehicle, which is a C200 Mercedes-Benz, and the timestamp will read as 6:46:51. Then it reads as it shows a silver Mac driving past QTech towards Woodcock. It turns right into Woodcock. Then they're giving us the time delay, which is 6 minutes.
Witness A, in these two photos, it looks like the Mercedes-Benz has turned around now because it's facing left. In the previous two photos, it was facing right, more or less 3 minutes earlier.
That is correct, Commissioner.
So is that consistent with your evidence that it was doing what you call scouting?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. So, Witness A, if we can then return to your statement and deal with what else was found at the scene where Mr. Mabusela was arrested.
Mr. Mabusela was found at the crime scene with a firearm, which is a pistol and ammunition, and one cell phone, which is also referred to as a burner phone.
Now, before you continue, can I just ask you to explain, because you said you found the vehicle had a damaged rim, and then you also referred to a license plate. Can you tell us about the license plate?
Yes, the Mercedes-Benz had a damaged rim, which now meant that the rim that was found in the Mercedes-Benz Viano in Bramley was indeed meant to come and assist this one. And then when the police checked the license plate on the disc, they found that the registration numbers that was recovered in the Mercedes-Benz Viano at QTech actually was the correct registration number for Mercedes-Benz C200 that was found in Clipperfield.
If I can just understand what you're saying that the license plate for the C200 that's registered to the owner of the C200 was found in the Viano.
That is correct, Commissioners.
And then what license plate was found on the C200 in Vereniging?
Oh, the license plate that was found there, it is a license plate that did not belong to the Mercedes-Benz. It was a wrong plate. It was fitted with a wrong plate number.
So the plate was actually on the vehicle. It wasn't in the vehicle. It was actually on the vehicle.
It was on the vehicle, like the front and back one, as it normally would be.
In your experience as an investigator, what would the reason for that be? Why would there be a fake plate on the C200 when that vehicle does have legitimate plates?
This would mean that because maybe if I can just, for the purposes of record, this vehicle belonged to the daughter of Mabusela. So using the wrong plate number would assist him not to be linked to the crime scene because it was picked up at the CCTV cameras with this registration number that was wrong. So I think the aim of putting the wrong plate number was for him not to be linked to the crime of murder in Vereeniging.
Thank you. You may continue with what was found. You mentioned the burner cell phone.
Before you do that, Witness A, you have given us the exact detail of scene 1 and scene 2, where exactly they were geographically. This third scene where Mr. Mabusela was found and arrested, where was it?
It was an engine garage in Tribrifir, northbound.
This is in Vereeniging.
This is in Tribrifir on the way from Vereeniging.
Thank you.
It was just outside Vereeniging.
Thank you, Ms. Siegels. Thank you.
Witness A, let's get it right. The engine garage in R59 is between Alberton and Vanderbilt Park, I think. So it's halfway between Alberton and Vanderbilt Park. But when you travel to Vereeniging using the R59, you would go past that engine garage. Is that correct, more or less?
That is correct, Commissioners.
Thank you for the clarity, Commissioner Kumalo. You may continue, Witness A, with your regarding the burner cell phone.
Yes. So what was recovered on this suspect who is now Floyd Diego Mabusela was this burner cell phone and the firearm of which he was arrested for initially. And then these two were booked into the dating as exhibits. And then this cell phone was later going to assist the investigation to link this suspect who is Floyd Mabusela with the other burner phone that was recovered in the first scene at Bramley through communication. So this is the investigation that was carried on in a week that followed.
When you say in communication that the two burner phones were in communication with each other, at what point? When was this?
These two phones were found to have been communicating during the commission of crime and after the crime has been committed in Vereeniging. So the conclusion from the investigating team was that these two burner phones were utilized or they were bought for the main purpose of communication between these two vehicles at the crime scene and maybe coordinating their movement from the crime scene.
If I recall correctly, you said that Mr. Mabusela's smartphone was found with the other two suspects at the Q Bramley scene. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioners.
Okay. Chair, I see that it's 10:58 and I'm moving on to the next scene. Should we adjourn for tea and then I can continue?
Let us adjourn and resume at 11:15.